So far, the federal government of Nigeria has released 2 tranches of funds to NCDC. One was a preparedness release before the outbreak hit Nigeria of 620 million naira. In addition, this is also public knowledge, 5 billion naira was released to NCDC to enable response activities. So far, in total, specifically for the COVID response, therefore, we have received 5,620 million naira from the federal government of Nigeria. In front of you is a table detailing the funds received and the areas in which it has been spent. Number 1, we've spent 380 million plus on the procurement of medical and laboratory supplies. We've spent 258 million in the deployment of rapid response teams across the country, 192 million in the emergency procurement of medical equipment, 142 million in the engagement of ad hoc staff, 101 million on surveillance and response activities, 41 million in various repairs, reconstruction work, 34 million on training, 22 million on supporting the supply chain, 6 million in risk communications, and out of that, a total of 41 million was paid in tax for the various aspects where tax is necessary. So that gives us a total of 1,221,494,995 naira spent altogether in the response. The breakdown, summary breakdown, are in the pages thereafter, pages 2, 3, 4, 5, and ending in table page 6 with activities that are in some level of process for which a lot of the remaining funds have been earmarked to increase our laboratory capacity, increase our deployment of personal protective equipment, testing center, surveillance architecture, emergency operations center, etc. So, honorable members, this is on that page, you see the summary of our expenditure.
The federal government has, at date, released 22,163,130,411 naira to the PTF operations account. To the PTF operations account. Out of this, what has been utilized, because we are bound by a procurement act and we are bound to be transparent and accountable on it, the procurement process has commenced. The funds belong to different agencies for utilization, but for the PTF to ensure that there is value for money and there's delivery of service.
At the moment, I can tell you that only 164 million has been spent by Foreign Affairs. We're still waiting for the different MDAs to do their activity plans, their work plans. They need to submit a procurement plan to us, and then they go ahead to do the procurement, which is why out of the 22 billion that has been released for the purpose of COVID, only 164 has been spent million.
But is that not affecting impairing activities?
No. So, Chairman,
yes.
The important thing is to be able to provide accountability while making sure our operations work.
Sir, we didn't just give you the 22 billion.
Absolutely.
Excuse me, sir, the 22 billion was for a purpose.
It is for a purpose.
So if, for example, and we're in an emergency period, so if the emergency period elapses and we are back to, like we are beginning to on lockdown now, so what do you need the 22 billion naira for again?
So there are activities like the media, for instance, that they haven't billed us.